Hi guys, so moving on to the next question. Int main your array is 12, 10, 30, 50 and 100, and this is your ARR 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is your ARR 4. Like suppose the base address starts from 100, 104, 108, 112 and 116. Fine. So what we are doing, we are passing the base address of the array comma 5, and that is getting stored in your pointer A. So it means your A is pointing at 100 and the value of n is 5, and your A is pointing at 100, right? So n value is 5. So if 5 is equal to 1, that means your condition is false. You come to this statement. If this is false, then you go to this. Then x is equal to what? X is equal to the function a comma n minus 1. A is 100 and value of n is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. Right. So if n is equal to 1, this condition is false. So you go to the else part. X is equal to function this 100 comma 4. Right. And if x is greater than, so first we will evaluate this value. So initially when the value was 100 comma 5, you are finding the value of x, right? And then if this value x is greater than a n minus 1, so what you are doing, you are returning x, else if it is true, else what you are doing, if it is false, then you are returning a n minus 1, then we are returning a n minus 1, right? So what I am doing, I am passing 100 comma 5. So 100 comma 5, n is equal to 1, your condition becomes false. So else part, x is equal to function a comma n minus 1. So we are evaluating this x. So after evaluating this x, we are checking if x is greater than a of n minus 1. Then we are returning x. If this condition is true, x is greater than a minus 1, we are returning x. Else we are returning a n minus 1. So now let's try to solve this. 100 comma 4, right? 100 comma n minus 1 is 4. Now when you call this function, again your a is pointing at 100. The value of n becomes what? 4. So when you evaluate this, n is 4. 4 is equal to 1. Your condition becomes false. You come to this part. X is equal to function 100 comma 3, and if the condition, if statement is true, like if x is greater than a n minus 1, you are returning what? X. And if it is false, then what you are returning? You are returning a n minus 1. Just this is for the sake of simplicity I am writing it so that it will be easier for you to understand. Now when you call this function, your x is what? 100 comma 2, right? And if this condition is true, that x a greater than n minus 1, you are returning x, and if it is false, then you are returning n minus 1. Now when you call this function, x is equal to f 100 comma 1, and again if the statement x greater than a minus 1 is true, you are returning x. If it is false, you are returning a n minus 1, right? Now when you evaluate this 100 comma 1, n is equal to 1, your condition becomes true. So I are returning a0. a0 value is 12. So when this function gets called, these statements get evaluated and it will return what? This returns what? When you call this, it returns your 100. It returns your, when you call this statement, n is equal to 1, condition to return a0, and value of a0 is 12. So value of x becomes what? 12. Now the value of x is 12. Fine. Now when the x becomes your 12, now you will check whether 12, after this, when this x becomes your 12, x is 12. So you are checking whether this 12 is greater than a n minus 1. N minus 1 means what? What is the value of n? What is the value of n here? It was 3, 2. So value of n is 2 here. N is 2. So what if 12 is greater than a n minus 1? The value of n is 2. 12 is greater than a1. Check whether 12 is greater than, yes, 12 is greater than a1. So when 12 is greater than A1, what you are doing? You are returning what? X. It means you are returning 12. So when you are returning 12, this entire statement gets evaluated. So here the value of X becomes 12. Now again, here N is what? 3. Now you are checking 0, 1, 2, 3, N is 3. 1, 2, 3, alright, N is 3. Now checking whether 12 is greater than A2. 12 is greater than 30. It means your condition is false. So when your condition is false, you return A n minus 1, 2. It means you return what? 30. So that 30 gets stored in this. So it means this returns what? This returns your 30. So now value of X becomes what? 30. Now what is happening? Now X is 30. So 30 and N is what? 4 here. N is 4. Initially what? See, when you call this function, the value of N is 4, right? So now when N value is 4, condition becomes false, you call the function A n minus 1, that's right. So here the value of N is 4. So 30 is greater than A n minus 1, 4 minus 1, 3. 30 is greater than 50. So your condition is false. When condition is false, again you return A n minus 1, which is 4 minus 1, 3. You return A3, 0, 1, 2, 3, which means 50. So can you see the pattern here? What is happening? So what this function is basically doing, it is returning the maximum value. Initially in 12 and 10, we were returning 12. Now from 12 and 30, we are returning 30. 30 to 50, returning 50. Now we compare 50 and 100. The N value is 5 here. So X is 50. So 50 greater than A n minus 1. Value of N is 5. 5 minus 1, 4. 50 greater than A4. A4 value is 100. So this is false. If this is false, we are returning A4. And value of A4 is 100. So answer is 100. So what this code is doing, it is returning the maximum element, right, from the array. Thank you so much guys. Take care. Bye.